What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Destiny Alexis back with another vlog finally. So just to fill you guys in, I have been offline for a few months and I recently started trying different content, seeing what I really enjoy doing. But honestly, for me, it was mostly just about what I felt like saying or what I felt like doing that was on my heart at the time. So you guys will see me kind of finding my way here on YouTube as the months go by. And as the years have gone by, I can definitely see how much my content has changed. So today we are getting ready to leave the house, spend some family time. And my son's birthday is actually this coming weekend. So we are doing another Spider-Man themed birthday. He loves Spider-Man. And we're doing Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends theme instead of like the original Spider-Man this time. It's more kid-friendly, and plus that's his favorite cartoon right now. So we're gonna go with that. But I'm super excited to get back into vlogging. I'm excited to document my life again. And if you guys are new here and you don't know what this channel is for, this channel is all about women who are building life while living in purpose. So whether you're a mom, you're aspiring to have kids, you're just figuring out life, maybe you want to walk in your purpose, you're not necessarily sure how to do that, I show you the real raw moments of me building my business as a Christian entrepreneur and as a woman of faith who is trying to walk with God every single day. So some days are easier than others, but I definitely believe that when God starts a work in you, obviously he's going to finish it. And I know that there will be twists and turns along on the journey, but as long as you keep near to God, you keep close to him, he will steer you and guide your steps every single time, every step of the way. And that's where my brand She Is Guided was founded. If you guys don't know, Proverbs 3 verse 5 through 6, that's what this brand is rooted in. And I truthfully believe that God has just been guiding us and guiding me my entire life. And so I never steer far from that. And I'm excited to go on the journey with you guys. And today I will vlog little by little throughout the day. This will more than likely be like a weekly vlog, just so I can document my son's birthday and kind of show you guys like how we plan to like set up everything for him so he can have a great and special day. And then also just more of the daily vlog or weekly vlog type of content where I just take you guys a day in my life, building my brand, showing up as a Christian entrepreneur online, Christian influencer, we're getting there. But yeah, I'm excited. I got some packages that I had to fulfill, but it's Sunday today, so obviously the post office is closed. So first thing tomorrow, we will head to drop those off. And I created some content for nails that I have to edit sometime today, but your girl did her makeup early. I got dressed. I feel great. I did spend my budget. My man gave me a little budget for TJ Maxx, and I got some new like cozy, cute clothes that I can wear around the house so I don't feel like I'm just lugging around and just not confident. But it does feel better to be a little bit more put together, especially when you're home all day. So with that being said, I will see you guys later in the video.
Hi,
Say, my name is Kyrie.
Kyrie.
How old are you?
2,
You're about to be 3.
3.
Yeah. I love you.
I want you 2.
What's up, you guys? So it is Monday around 7 p.m. I just got back from Salata. We went on a little lunch date, me and my husband and Kyrie. And then we decided to let Kyrie run at the park. And y'all, he face planted in the wood chips. And now he has like a little miniature black eye right before his birthday. But it's fine. It'll be fine. But outside of that, I got home and I was just really feeling like I have not been working on myself like physically in a long time. And I know I haven't. I told you guys in previous videos, like I was trying to build a routine and then we were moving and I'm trying to build a business and all of that. But honestly, you can't prioritize everything else other than, how do I say this? You shouldn't prioritize things that doesn't matter if you don't have your health, if you don't have your mind, if you don't have your faith, right? So anytime that I've ever prioritized business over God, or, you know, other life circumstances over my health and, you know, being physically fit and feeling good about myself, those are things that I want to stray away from going forward. And naturally, it's not like you just intentionally do it. Sometimes it's by habit that we get so caught up in day-to-day life and all these other things that we just don't prioritize the things that matter most. So I say all of that to say God is number one. You all know that. Your health is obviously next in line, main priority, because it's like that's your body. Your body is your vessel through this life. And God said that our body is our temple. So we have to take care of our temple in order to do what He called us to do. And then family and everything falls after that. So with all that being said, just walked on the treadmill for a mile. It hurts while you're doing it, but it feels really great after. Then I did my self-care and I'm about to get settled for the night. I was going to create some more nail content. I've been pretty consistent, like posting shorts and stuff like that. And I've seen really great success with just little effort. And honestly, that's how I prefer it right now, because I am trying to build my personal brand. And the reason why I'm doing such a hard shift is because I literally feel like God has called me to build She Is Guided, which is this platform, and which is the brand in general that I believe God has called me to touch people who have been stuck in similar situations, or who might be stuck in situations that I've already overcome. So it's rooted in Proverbs 3 verse 5 through 6. You guys know this. And if you don't know, now you know. But I definitely feel called to lean into just document my life and showing up as like an example of God working through me, and not necessarily knowing the direction, but I know He's guiding my steps. What's up, you guys? So just a little recap. We try to get him out the house every day to do something. We actually took him to go get pizza too. That was fun. He loves pizza, and he has been craving that like every single day. It's just something that he always wants, but we try not to spoil him too much from that standpoint. But the last few days we definitely have gotten like Domino's, and then we got Little Caesars pizza today. So, well, they're cheese bread. But outside of that, I'm excited for his birthday this weekend. I'm super excited. I'm getting back motivated with business, and honestly, I've stopped putting so much effort into it myself, and I've been relying more on God for my strength. And that meant for me not prioritizing doing everything by myself. And it was a lot of like scheduling content, just batching content for the entire month. And it gave me so much freedom and so much peace, to the point where it gave me clarity in my actual personal brand. And so that's why you'll see me showing up more on social media. But that's just a little insight. I got queso on the stove, so give me a second. What's up, you guys? So I look like a mess. You guys know this already. But I just finished working out. I jogged and walked for 20 minutes on the treadmill, and let me just say, it sucks while you're doing it, but it feels so good after the fact, because it makes you feel like you actually did something productive with your day, not just productive, but productive with your health. And that makes me feel so good, because I don't know about y'all, having a kid, you can easily gain weight because you start eating chicken nuggets, and you ain't eating chicken nuggets in about 3-4 years. Or just finishing your kids' fries and finishing all the food that they decide not to eat. And honestly, that's where me and my husband have been at for the last few years since having our son. He's one, a picky eater, and then two, he doesn't finish his food all the time. So it's like, why let it go to waste, you know? But outside of that, I'm super sweaty, about to take a shower, get settled for the day. And honestly, I love days like this where I can say I checked off majority of the stuff off of my list. And today, a little bit earlier in the day, I started getting confused about something, right? It was like I was getting DMs and emails about a course I was once offering for my nail business, right? And honestly, I stopped developing it because God put me through a season where He was like, tugging on my heart to go into a different direction with business, right? Meaning build a personal brand and focus more on building my relationship with him, becoming more grounded in faith, and also just building a community of like-minded women who are maybe going through similar struggles that I once overcame, right? So I'm talking about like overcoming depression, limiting beliefs, doubting yourself, not believing the vision, not trusting God's voice, thinking that you maybe heard him wrong in all of your decisions, right? And so I've had a lot of fun literally putting my main business, Alexis, which is my nail business, kind of on the back burner, automating everything, scheduling content, and really just not focusing on building it or scaling it at all. It has been such a relief because honestly, the way I used to operate my business was me thinking I had to scale everything myself, me thinking that I had to be fully operational in my business, doing everything, creating all the content, doing all the stuff, literally every single day. And with having a kid now, that doesn't seem very realistic to me because I know that there's other ways to do things like automations, scheduling, working smarter, not harder. And so it's really given me the time to focus more on my personal brand. And it has given me so much peace, so much comfort. I can see the seeds that I've already been planting are starting to sprout. Like the confirmation from the women who say that they need the messages that I give, the confirmation of them saying that they needed to hear what I had to say today, or me showing up actually made an impact rather than just creating pretty nails. And this whole time frame, God has not told me to stop my business. He has just told me to pretty much redirect my focus, and my focus has to solely be on him in all aspects of my life, in all aspects of my business. And at one point it was really taking me away from my faith and keeping me in a season of like unfruitfulness, if you will. Like the sales didn't start to mean anything to me anymore. It wasn't like I was feeling accomplished by the things that I was doing. It started to feel more like a burden than anything. And I know that the Bible says that you'll know them by their fruits and things like that. And honestly, when I looked at myself in that season of my life, nothing felt peaceful. It didn't feel fun anymore. It started to feel more like a burden. And that's how I know that I was relying on my own strength and not God. And so if you find yourself in a season as a business owner, as a mom, as a busy woman, whatever the case may be, if you start feeling like you have a lack of peace, a lack of patience, maybe it doesn't feel as great as it once did, chances are you're out of God's will and maybe he's redirecting you. He's not saying stop necessarily. He's not saying give up on the idea or the dream. No. God has given me more peace and direction and clarity and more sales and just more comfort in this time frame than over the last few months, few years of me being stuck. And it literally was just a minor tweak. It was me saying, I'm going to prioritize myself, which is prioritizing God. I'm going to prioritize my health. I'm going to prioritize my mentality this year going forward. And it didn't happen at the beginning of the year. It was more so just a few months ago. So we're already 6-7 months in, however many months in. But it was a revelation for me to say, okay, at this point, this has been going on for a long period of time. Even me making sales or me making whatever amount of views or whatever the case may be on social media is not satisfying me. And so that's a clear indication for me that God is shifting me, that he's pulling me. And I always used to question, how do you know God is pulling you in a new direction? Or how do you know you're without of God's will or you're operating in your own strength and not God's? And God has literally answered me over these last few months. I've gotten so much clarity. And the best thing that I will say is the fact that God will always change your desires. So before anything else, before you need to shift, before you need to move, before God needs you to do something different, your desires for that very same thing will ultimately change. So the way I once felt about what I was doing is no longer how I felt just a few months ago. The way that I once thought about my business, the way that I was hustling and really trying to grind every single day, God doesn't need me to toil so hard to see any effort, right? And he doesn't need you to work super hard to the point where you feel completely exhausted, drained, and just overwhelmed. And so I say all of that to say, God will shift you, He will change your desires. And now I'm at more peace than I have ever been because I have shifted my direction and my focus from on myself, on my business, on selfish gain, whether I knew I was doing that or not. Ultimately, it was, how can I make the next sale? How can I scale my business? How can I get the next, goal met? What can I do to do this? Blah, blah, blah. But focusing on my personal brand, building myself, focusing on God is really all about, how can I help other people? How can I serve others? What can I do that's going to inspire someone, motivate someone, and ultimately show the light of God in their lives? And so I can see so much that God has been doing, how He's been changing me, how He's been changing my mindset, how He's been shifting me and tugging me, and I'm so thankful for it. And yes, my business is a great opportunity. It is a great, it's a blessing. It's a great vessel, whatever. It's a ministry. But ultimately, it's an opportunity to tell people about God. It's not glorifying myself, and it's not glorifying my products, and it's not glorifying what my products do for you. It's more about, I created my business in a time of depression, and it gave me an outlet to express myself in a positive way. I then turned that into a ministry with products and courses and memberships and things like that to come, where I am shining the light of God in people's lives. So whether through my products, whether through my mentoring, whether through my courses, whatever it may be, ultimately it's not about myself. It's less about me, and it's more about God. And that's what you guys have to remember in anything that you do, on your job, in your life, in your relationships, in whatever you're doing, business, whatever, on content creation, in social media, whatever. Like, literally, it's less about ourselves and it's more about God. Happy birthday! You got a phone? That's so cool. Do you see all your toys?
Yes.